Hello, my Leo friends, fellow fire signs. Welcome to your reading for December. That is far too many cards, my friend. Anyway, I hope that you're having a wonderful December. And let's see what the cards have for us. Judgment came out. I had another reading. Oh, okay. All right. I had another reading earlier where the card came out like this too, where it's sideways. I've not really seen other readers do it like this, but when it comes out sideways like this, for me, it's that in between of the upright and the reversal. With it being a general reading, the way that I've always just kind of seen it is, or I guess I give it the opportunity of being, is that it could go either way. There are a lot of people that this reading could relate to, right? It's a general Leo reading. So it's a lot of people. So it could be either or both ways. We'll dive into that. There's one more on the ground, so let me go ahead and retrieve that, and I will be right back. Okay, so as I was saying, we have Judgment and its weird little in-between. Two of Swords came out, and then the Knight of Wands is what ended up on the ground. So technically these two did come out together, but it does feel like they are separate. So yeah, let's dive into Judgment. You know, in the upright, it can mean like rebirth or going through a period of judgment itself. And for some of you, that might be where you're at. Just knowing that you are coming into something new and you're able to start completely fresh. The judgment that you may be going through is like an assessment, I guess, of where you're at and how you've made it through everything in that last chapter, everything that was brought to you in the last chapter. How well did you fare, kind of a thing. In this sense, I see it more of a self-assessment, a self-judgment, where you're reflecting to see what went well, see what didn't, and taking those lessons that you did learn, even if it was just in your review, you know, taking those with you into your new chapter, into that rebirth. So that can be pretty exciting. I do see that it seems to tie more together with what I'm seeing for the rest of your reading. But for those of you who will connect more with Judgment in reverse, that's more of like a self-doubting kind of an energy. Just kind of down on yourself, and instead of seeing the lessons that you have learned, it's twofold. It's kind of like you're shrouding yourself from seeing the reality of the things that happened, and you kind of want to close the book and just move on. And the other part is just that part of not recognizing you for who you are. You're self-doubting in a way that takes away your strengths and your gifts and the really good parts of yourself. You know, it's like you watch the highlight reel of whatever the recent past was that you're reviewing, and all you're seeing is all of the bad. But I guarantee there was so much more than that. And even in what you would consider bad, again, there are lessons to be learned, and there are good things that came out of whatever it is that you perceive to be those bad things, okay? So if that part is resonating for you, if that's where you're at, you have to reconcile that within yourself. Maybe it's time for some therapy because you need to work through it, right? If that's not something that you're able to really do on your own. There's a lot of good resources for therapy now. So start with an online search, you know. I know I've been in areas where it can be really hard to go and physically find a therapist that you can sit down with. I understand that, but there are a lot of really good virtual therapists available now. I see my therapist virtually. And I'll tell you, she helps me a lot. More than I could ever put into words. So if that part is resonating for you, it might be a good solution for you. But certainly, you know, there is that need to recognize the reality of the situation rather than just continuously beating yourself up with the worst parts of your highlight reel. That's not going to help you moving forward. It just keeps you stuck in a cycle of beating yourself up. It's not good. It's not helpful. You need to stop that cycle. Okay. So yeah, we'll leave that there. Moving on to this Two of Swords. Two of Swords signifies that there is a choice to be made and you're just not making it. I don't know if you're indecisive because there's, you know, pros and cons to each side, and so it kind of makes you feel like either way you choose, there might be some kind of fallout, right? And while that's true, if you keep yourself from making that choice long enough, the choice will be made for you. That's no good, you know? So you gotta get over it. You gotta figure that out. What's keeping you from making this choice? Ask yourself that, marinate on it, and then make your decision. Because it's time. Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is the final one that came out. That was the one that fell on the floor. This knight, you know, I talk a lot about how knights are, you know, they signify like this quickness of pace. They move really fast, whatever they're doing. This knight in particular, the Knight of Wands, it can be kind of like this impulsive, like, I want to say like hyped up. It's not just fast in action, it's fast in thought and energy, just high energy, ready to go. If you have an idea, you want to jump on it right away. You don't really think it through. So that might be the downfall there of this Knight of Wands. But on a more positive side of it, this Knight of Wands talks about adventure. And I think that, you know, once you make it through this part and make your choice in this part, you're going to be primed and ready for your next adventure. And I do see, like, you could be going on trips. You could be living that, I almost said van life, but, you know, like a motorhome life where you just travel around for a while. It could be. But regardless, you could just be going places more local too, and just getting out more often, or going to the outdoors more often, going for more hikes, things like that. But it just seems like you are ready and excited to find those new adventures. So that's exciting. I'm excited for you. Yeah, there's a couple things you got to get through first, right? But that adventure on the other side, it's going to bring this chapter of fun and exploration and discovery. When you're adventuring, even if it's not, far off travel, like I was saying, it can just be going on new hikes around your city, right? Discovering new places. But there is that element of discovery where you don't just find new places and, potentially meet new people. You also learn a lot about yourself through adventuring. So I'm excited for you, my friend. Let's go ahead and pull an advice card to go along with those. And then we'll get into the extended. That will be over on Patreon. I've tried to keep that affordable for everyone, so please do go check that out and subscribe if that is your kind of thing. No pressure, though. I mean, that's why I do the advice card on this part of the reading also. I want everyone to walk away with some kind of helpful nugget. That's what I always say. Some kind of helpful nugget. And that, to me, is mission accomplished. So, that's interesting. Knock, knock. I just heard Adventure's Calling. What was that? Was that Avon back in the day? That would be like Avon Calling or whatever. Adventure Calling. Yeah, these new opportunities and this next chapter where you get to explore is right there. It's just on the other side of completing these things, right? Get through those things so that you can get into this next part of your life. I'm just going to leave it there. If you know, you know. So, if I see you for the extended, I'll see you over on Patreon. And if this is where we part ways, that's totally cool too. Regardless, thank you so much for being here and being a part of my journey. I look forward to reading for you again soon. Love you lots.